All right, so the Brooks brothers and the Beatles are about to go at it 2-on-2 in our round for the doubles as Jaden buries the knee into the John Lennon's abdomen. I bet you never thought you'd hear that before. The Beatles have advanced, beating over Beavis and Butthead. And, of course, the Brooks brothers have defeated the Paul brothers to get there. As Jaden, oh my goodness, taking John Lennon for a ride. And now, tag to Lincoln. Lincoln didn't get a lot to do the last match, so I know he's definitely going to want to do something. Misses the kick there. John's going to probably wish he maybe tagged out, as Lincoln Brooks just made sure he knew about that. And there's a nice DDT there. As a young man from North Carolina, springboard cutter, what a move. This young man has incredible athletic ability and is able to maneuver around the ring very quickly, seemingly with no fear. Clothesline. Another one. And a third. Could you imagine the match that could be? And if you're the tag team champions, the Pod Meets World podcast, what are you thinking when you're watching these things? As John Lennon catches Jaden Brooks with a high knee into the face. But Jaden now taking control. Lennon into the ropes. Hot shot. That's textbook style. Shades of the late great Eddie Gilbert on that one. And Jaden measuring, drop kick to the back of the head to John Lennon, who was hurt in unit. Uh-oh, watch out. Again measuring John Lennon. Oh, he misses the kick that time. John able to telegraph. Now would be a good time to get Paul McCartney in. Oh, there's a kick to the face by the leader of the Fab Four. And there's the tag to Paul McCartney. Jaden Brooks not showing any fear, allowing the tag. That's the sportsmanship in the Brooks brothers. And McCartney with a beautiful swinging neck breaker, making sure he knows he's here. And there's a shot there by the boxer, Jaden Brooks. Beautiful arm trap suplex there by Jaden Brooks, who's now not a chance he's going to get a chance to do anything to follow up there, as Paul McCartney is able to cut him off at the pass. But Jaden Brooks right back into the swing of things. They will not be denied today. A knee to the face of Paul McCartney, who's pulling himself up on the apron on the outside. Brooks with a right hand. Uh-oh. And Jaden. How humiliating for John Lennon to watch his friend get pounded like yesterday's Hamburg by Brooks. And now Brooks taking out John Lennon as well. And he brings him in the hard way with one arm, by the way. And there's the tag to Lincoln. And what is Lincoln going to do now? John's still in the ring. And he knows exactly who the legal man is. Kick right to the face of Paul McCartney. Lennon's on wobbly legs inside the ring, as Lincoln telling Paul McCartney what he thinks of his music and him in general. Calling elbow tie-up. Lincoln was not happy in the last match as Jaden kind of took out the Paul brothers by himself. And then both brothers working together. Look at that move. The Brooks brothers taking advantage. If one stunner's not bad enough, how about two? And Paul McCartney's got to be out. Lennon coming in to save the day on that one. And imagine if that was not the case. Uh-oh. Lincoln now. Oh, stamp of disapproval by Lincoln Brooks into the cover. And the ropes coming to save the day on that one. Great ring presence by Paul McCartney. Otherwise, he would have been singing yesterday real quick. As Lincoln looking to maybe put an end to this thing, but Paul McCartney reverses. He's very intelligent as Paul McCartney, but also the Brooks brothers are also intelligent in their own right. As Lincoln Brooks not staying down. You got to respect the young man who keeps getting up. Uh-oh. As Paul McCartney trying to keep the young man down. Uh-oh. Stomping on the ankle. Perhaps that'll keep him down. And here comes the tag, and here comes John Lennon. Imagine all that. And imagine the boot to the face for his troubles. Lincoln Brooks could care less who's stepping in the ring across from him. And there's the tag to his older brother, Jaden, who's had plenty of time to rest. And now the leader of the Beatles and the brother from North Carolina with a stunner out of nowhere. The JKO kick to the face by Brooks. And looked like he was going to go for a discus right hand, and Jaden had other ideas. Power slam. What a move there, catching John Lennon by surprise. Paul McCartney must have known that John was going to kick out. Might have been under instincts, though. Referee's got to watch that swinging neck breaker, as the Brooks brothers are in total control right now. Helping up John Lennon. Shot to the breadbasket, though. Brooks has got to be careful. He's in enemy territory. Look at that cheap shot by McCartney and a spinning back fist by John Lennon. Here comes Paul McCartney back in, who's had time to rest. And double leg takedown of Jaden, and he's going for, I don't know what. Uh-oh, watch out. Oh, brutal. Jaden kicking off Paul McCartney. Catches him with a clothesline, turning him inside out. Talk about raw power. Knee to the face. Paul McCartney wishing he was anywhere but here. He probably wishes he was in yesterday. Swinging neck breaker. And now Jaden, who's had a rough time here, sagging in his younger brother Lincoln, who's had time to recover as well, who is one step ahead and catches Paul McCartney with a leg drop to the back of the head, driving his face in the mat. A springboard. Oh, and he missed it that time. Paul McCartney telegraphing it. Lincoln looking for bringing him to the dance. Oh, misses the clothesline too. Paul McCartney avoiding getting hit by the young man from North Carolina, as he knows it hurts. And he's had enough. He wants no part of that, as here comes John Lennon in. And here comes Lincoln. Who says press. Getting a near fall for it. Fans here being treated to wrestling, and Lincoln telling John Lennon what he thinks of him. There's the springboard cutter he looked for earlier. And Lennon's out, maybe. Lincoln measuring. It wanted to make sure that John is down. Calling elbow tie up. As Brooks heads first into the turnbuckle. And Lennon knows to get out of there, but there's Jaden with the shot from behind. Enemy territory it is, as Lincoln now with him up. Oh, brutal. Now going to the outside. Springboard. Oh, he looked for the coup de grace, but he missed it. Carolina stomper, but there's Lennon with the discus right hand into the cover. Lincoln. That's going to do a lot more than that from the young man from North Carolina, who seemingly has had nothing wrong. There's a right hand there. Kick there to the gut. Watch out. And Lennon's up. Oh my goodness, another cutter. If one's not bad enough, he might be the cutting machine, is Lincoln Brooks. Head first into the turnbuckle. And now, with Lennon in the corner, working on the arm. John Lennon imagining he is anywhere but where he is. Maybe he wishes he was in the sky with Lucy, perhaps. And there, again, Lennon can't get out of the corner without one getting the other. And look at this. The Carolina Crossroads telling Lennon what he thinks of that in the music. And here comes Paul McCartney again. Catches Lincoln with a flying elbow, taking the young man by surprise. But, oh, there's a right hand by his own. Paul McCartney is by himself. Hopefully he realizes John's been taking the run well too many times, as Lincoln now is having issues with Paul McCartney. And, you know, I got to say, out of all of the matches I've called, I have never been more amused with the thing that I'm calling, the return of John and Paul of the Beatles. And for the record, yes, the Fab Four are here. as well as some other 4 members of other things on 2 different divisions, as Lincoln just caught Paul McCartney with a kick that has brought this thing back into the favor of the Brooks brothers. And the intelligence factor kicking in as he knows enough to tag into his older brother, who's had time to rest. Oh, misses. Coming a little short of that clothesline, and Paul McCartney is taking advantage of it. Jaden might be a little exhausted. McCartney might want to have made a tag, but he didn't do so. He might regret that one. Watch out. Oh, Carolina Destroyer. That could be it. And there's the tag to John Lennon now. And looking for, I don't know what, but Jaden was 1 step ahead, sends him to the corner. And the leader of the Fab Four and the older brother of the Brooks brothers tangling it up. So there's a Superman punch by Brooks. In the spear, and John Lennon is in trouble. And a near fall. What a match this is. And remember, folks, the winner of this will face the Smooth Operators to become the #1 contenders. Superman punch again. Off the ropes. Spear again. Into the cover. And Paul McCartney nowhere to be found. What a war that was. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. Lincoln Brooks holding up his end of the bargain here. And Jaden withstanding a lot as well. Spear. And then again, right after that. Well, there you go, folks. Unbelievable performance by the young man.